Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video I will discuss some huge developments, major developments, macro developments in the Middle East. And the actors involved will be obviously Israel, Gaza, Syria, Iran, the Houthis in Yemen, and the Americans who are in the Middle East at the orders of you know who, right? And I will show you 3 times when I predicted something, and I said this is what's going to happen. I will show you the videos I made regarding what Israel will do and what United States will do for Israel. Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, it's one thing, but make sure that what I'm saying is truthful. So if you don't like, that's a different story. If everything I say is true, then I'm sorry you get upset about the truth. Nowadays, it seems like we can't even tell the truth about that particular country and that particular area because we will be browbeaten with all kind of semantics, bad connotations. You're an anti-this, you're a hater, you're a da-da-da. That means they want you to shut the hell up. Even telling, how should I put it? Reporting events. Like right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 20 articles ready for you. Maybe not 20 articles, maybe about 15 articles plus some videos I made that I will make my points. I will rest my case in I know what Israel will do. How do you know that? Well, you look at past behavior in similar circumstances, and in the future, in the same kind of circumstances, they will act the same way. If you know what a person wants, you know how he's going to react to achieve that goal. That's my, not problem, that's my thing with Israel. I know what they want, I know how they operate, I know the dynamics, and I can clearly, easily tell you what they will do in certain circumstances. You can say it's bragging, I will show you. 3 times at least when I was bullseye on it. Okay, let's start with the first one. This comes from the Telegraph. Houthi, quote-unquote, hypersonic missile hits Israel main airport. Ben Gurion, right, was hit by a hypersonic missile from backward Houthis, supposedly backed by the terrorists in Iran. But Israel is not backed by the Americans. Pay attention to this. It's always the Iran-backed Houthis, but you will never hear the Americas-backed Israel. Why is that? Because it's the other way around. You know who's who and what's what. So, and you know the Houthis has hypersonic missiles. The United States doesn't have hypersonic missiles. First, I don't think the Houthis have hypersonic missiles. This is the first one. Now, why? They don't have the technology, but they have it, but the Americans don't. That's the first one. The second, since I don't think it was a hypersonic missile, where is that Iron Dome? The fantastic Israeli Iron Dome. 1 missile, 1 strike, 1 hit. How is that possible? That's 100% success rate or 100% failure rate. Everything I say is true. The Telegraph reported the hypersonic missile. They reported it was Ben Gurion. Where is the Iron Dome? In an airport. The airport are the best defended areas in a country as an objective to be hit. So the Iron Dome is again an example of the lies our military-industrial complex give us to make us feel safe. Patriot systems intercept Kinzhal. Patriot systems gonna intercept this. For me, the Patriot systems up when it was the Scud missiles with Saddam. When Saddam sent some missiles, if you remember, towards Israel in retaliation for the forces of the good attacking on a lie Iraq, then they had a percentage of about 12 or success rate 12 or 18, something below 20%. That means, I don't know, for 5 rockets Saddam was sending with the Scud Soviet missiles or rockets, Israel hit with our Patriot systems 1. The 4 hit the targets. When I heard that, you're not hearing that anymore. Go and check it out. You can find it. The information is there. You don't like the information? I don't know what to tell you, my man. You don't like the truth. I think it was 1 in 5. Or even worse, I think it was. I think it was 12%. But now we have the Iron Dome. 1 missile, 1 strike, 1. Okay, so what is Netanyahu saying? Right here. DPA International. Israel threatens Iran after Houthi strike on airport. Okay, let's go to the next one. There will be many bangs, Netanyahu warns, after Houthi missiles slip past defenses, hits airport. All right. Netanyahu vows to respond to Houthi and their Iranian terror masters after airport strikes. Now, why did they pick this beautiful title? You see, Netanyahu, calls the Iranian their masters of terror. Why? Okay. Let's put it this way, and you think about it. All right. We have Israel, who is the good guy. All right. And we have Iran, the bad guy. Iran funds, sponsors the Houthis to strike the good guys, the Israel. Now Israel said, no, you're not going to hit only the Houthis who are actively hitting us. We're going to hit their sponsors, Iran. Correct? And they call them terror masters. Why? Because according to Netanyahu, Iran sponsors the terrorists who strike me. Now, substitute this. Russia is Israel. United States of America is Iran. And Ukraine is the Houthis. So the Houthis, Ukraine, hits Russia, correct? I'm not going to go why the Houthis hit Israel or why the Ukrainians hit the Russians. The fact is, the Ukrainians hit the Russians, sponsored by terror masters, United States of America. So then Russia is 100% entitled to threaten the terror masters. In the same scheme, we have three some, right? Unless you think Israel is the good guy, whereas the Russia is the good guy. So we know Russia is the bad guy, right? But Israel somehow is the good guy. You remember the history didn't start in September or October 7th. Didn't start then. It started, I don't want to say centuries, but at least decades. Balfour Declaration is a good start for you. All right, you know what it is? Balfour Declaration? Go and look it up. All right, so again, I would say that Netanyahu is Russia. I would say the Houthis are the Ukrainians. And I said the Iran is the Americans. You figured it out. All right, and next one. Israel's response to this. Israel calls up tens of thousands of reservists, plans to expand the Gaza offensive amid stalled hostage talks. So what is going on here? And that's an example of Gaza, the precise surgical attacks by the Israelis. That's why it's just, but they tell me about, they want me to cry for the Ukrainians. I cry for the Ukrainians because another Netanyahu is in charge of the Ukrainians, unfortunately. So first, this comes from CNN, so they will be all apologetic towards these guys right here. So they call the reservists and plans to expand. These are euphemisms. I will tell you the real title. Expand Gaza offensive. Why? Because other hostage talks stalled. So who stalled? Why stalled? Because of the evil guys over there. Right? So they are in self-defense. They have to do it. And this is a weasel title because the real title is the one right here. Israel plans to capture entire Gaza Strip, officials say, as tens of thousands of reservists called up. This is from May 5. Now, look at this one. This is another weasel because I have the real title in a second. So they plan to capture entire. I said that, and I'm going to show you here. This is a very funny title. Israel plans to capture all of Gaza under, and this is the euphemism here, new plan, officials. Now, it was no new plan. That has been the plan, I would claim. Why? Let me show you. So they want to capture all Gaza. And now I'm going to show you how good I am. I will back my predictions. This is a video that I made, I think on the 9th of October 2023. Israel will occupy Gaza indefinitely. after it clears Gaza, US will shut up and follow. This is a video that I made. Where is it? Right here. November 9th, 2023. So after a month after that thing that happened over there, I said this with certainty. Israel will occupy, no could, will, that's a done deal, Gaza indefinitely. After it clears Gaza, remember? And then US will shut the fuck up and follow. Now, what do you think, my friends? So that's the first one when I clearly told you what these guys will do. And they tell me about the new plan. There's no new plan. The plan was there all along. That's what I think. Now, let's go to the second topic right there. Russia Today. Trump pushes for total dismantlement of Iran's nuclear program. Who are you to demand that? Who are you? But that's not the goal. This is just a front, up front, back front, fuck front for something else, of regime change in Iran. And I will show you. I made a video on that, and I will show you what Trump will do. It's not that even if the Iranians tomorrow say, okay, we blow up all our energy, we'll buy it for you, United States of America, so you can blackmail us whenever you want, even then it's not going to be the end of it. Americans, Israel, will find something else that the Iranians don't do, which is they're too strong. That's what the problem is with Iran. It's too strong for Israel in the Middle East. So here, he's pushing for that. So let me show you a video from Rumble. I have obviously a channel on Rumble as well, and this is one of the videos I made. Rather, this is what I said. This was 10 weeks ago. So you calculate when that happened. Trump will help us finish the job on Iran, says Netanyahu. United States will go to war against Iran for Israel, I said. And it's here, Trump will help us finish Israel to use US like a bitch to attack Iran. I couldn't put this on YouTube, that's why I got it on Rumble. This is my channel on Rumble, my friends. You go and check it out. It's SSTJ, Emil Kosman. Alright, if you were not aware of it, let me just go and show you where you can find me. Should I go with this one? Yeah, okay. I don't want to show you too much, you know what I mean? Right here. This is my channel. If you want to go and get it. Emil Kosman, SSTJ. I have this many followers. I don't have many videos over there. Doesn't really matter. That's beautiful me. Nyum, 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 nyum. Okay? So you know that's wonderful me. And these are messages to people who followed me. Right there. Follow. Okay, good job. Thank you very much. Now, I said these guys are going to use like a bitch and use us. I'm going to show you something else. When this, right here, Trump pushes for total dismantlement. Remember, this is from today, May 5th. Look what I said here. Iran challenges US. US won't demand to inspect Israel nuclear program. Why is that? The US will not demand Israel to have its program inspected. But they want Iran? No, they want, and I think in this video, I stated that actually it's not about the Iran's nuclear deal, nuclear program peaceful. It's because these guys want a regime change and they want to control Iran. That's the whole goal. And there's not United States. I don't care. I don't think the United States cares about it as long as Iran is decent. It's someone else who wants to change plan. The plan is the promised land. By whom? Pulamia, by an entity, an imaginary thing that they believe in, and we're supposed to respect that. All right, let me show you something else. In the meantime, I would show you another confirmation that I know what I'm talking about in the dynamics of that particular, you know what I mean. Associated Press, United Nations envoy condemns intense wave of Israeli airstrikes on Syria. Isn't Syria a sovereign country? How come these guys hit over there? Well, they hit for a reason. Let me show you. The Telegraph. Israel sends troops into southern Syria. This is May 3rd. Send troops on. Is that an invasion? No, 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 no. They do it to help a minority over there because the minority could be attacked by someone else that Israel says so. So they are the good guys. They just do and protect. Like NATO protected the Albanians in Yugoslavia, if you remember, in 1999. They entered over there, they bombarded Yugoslavia to help those people that were, massacred by the evil Serbs. That's what we were told. And the guys from now Kosovo, the Albanians, were just angels. They were just angels. Did you see those videos, Emil? Did you see those guys going with women, children crying, and the Serbs? Did you see that? Yeah, okay. That's exactly what happened. Now, if you're a baboon, and if you watched only that, and you remained with that, yeah, that's exactly what happened. But if you have other sources, and you watch some others, you realize it's more to that. All right. We were told about the genocide over there. Go and check the United Nations conclusion on the genocide in Kosovo and find out about it. Now, this is what I said. Right here, another confirmation. Another prediction that I knew it would come true. I told you, Israel will keep the land it grabbed from Syria. Got it? Israel trips on Syria to remain indefinitely. I told ya. And this was made, I think this year, on January 30th, 2025. And let me show you how Iran responded. Top stories. Reuters. Iran says it will strike back if US or Israel attack. They will attack. They will attack. Remember this video right here? Where is it? Let me see. Remember this video right here? My glasses. Right there. Trump will help us finish. US will go to war against Iran for these guys. I said on Rumble because on YouTube I can't say that. No, that's not true. It's not going to happen. So Iran said, bring it on. Remember, between Iran and Russia, there is a strategic partnership, if I remember correctly. That is, if you attack me, I attack you with the help of those guys over there. So, I don't know. You can call me, I don't know. You may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hate that song, just so you know. But it's nice to use a communist millionaire, telling us how we should share our little thing that we got. But he was sharing the bed with Yoko. Anyway, so here is, my friends. I will predict because I know the dynamics. How do you know that? My friends, it's very easy. It's very easy. It's not if you have to make an intellectual effort, and not only intellectual effort. You have to take your time from and do some little research from time to time, and you have to be consistent. That is, look at these guys, look at their ideology, look at what they were promised, look how they behave in the past under the same circumstances, and I guarantee you 95% of the times when you're going to predict something similar to those patterns. But how do you make a pattern? Well, you have to pay attention, you have to memorize that, and you have to connect dots and wait. And when something that goes in the same vector direction, then you understand, or vectorial, whatever you want to call it, you understand that this is going to go that way, most likely, maybe with a little deviation. I don't know, 1 degree, 2 degrees, I say up to 5-degree deviation from the Victorian whatever there. You see how intellectual I am? Victorian, man. I'm physics right here, PhD. Anyway, I have to make it sound that way. Anyway, I can find other direction, or what do you want me to call it? So here it is, my friends. That's the way you do it. And I think it's clear what's going on in the Middle East, what will happen, and who's going to do the job for these guys. And these guys are going to tell us Iran is ready to get a nuclear bomb in 3 days. First, why is the United States of America concerned with Iran? Why is it not concerned with itself? You dropped 2 atomic bombs, the only one. So you are an offender. And you're not, repeat offender. Twice. And you would have done it 3 times, 4 times, and so on, if the Japanese didn't surrender. So you were a repeat offender, and you lecture everybody? So don't lecture me about, virtues, and I'm better than you, I tell you what to do. No, you're not. In this matter, you're not. Besides, if you are the way you are, do like JFK did before he was banged with Israel's nuclear program. You remember what he said? Oh, I'm going to inspect that. I'm not going to let them have. And Oswald assassinated him. All right, my friends, thank you very much for being with me again today. Will you go to war against Iran for... Well, if the media operatives owned again by the same guys will tell you that it's an imminent threat. Remember September 11, 2001? Remember? It's an imminent threat. Existential threat. That means we can't allow those guys, Saddam Hussein, to shoot first. If you shoot, how are you going to block the bullet? You have to preemptively strike. But only we can do that. Iran cannot do that. Russia cannot do it. And nobody. Why? Because we say so. Why? Because we're strong and we don't give a fuck what everybody else thinks. Why? Bang, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang, bang. Okay? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.